the European Union is very important for Russia. And also the political signal that has been given is extremely important because the Russians are now understanding that it is not without consequences, the kind of behavior that they are now having.
But if I may, while you were signing the political chapters of the association agreement, over in the Kremlin, over in Moscow, President Putin was signing the annexation of Crimea. Crimea is now, as far as he's concerned, officially part of Russia. The sanctions didn't stop him doing that.
It is officially for the Russians, but not for the international community.
But still, he's pushed ahead.
Nobody has recognized the annexation of Crimea.
But he has pushed ahead. That's the point,
Russian Federation now is more isolated than before. So, of course, that's an issue, that's a problem. At the same time, as you said, Ukraine, as it was their wish, is now coming closer to the European Union. There was an association agreement signed, and there are a lot of actions going on, very concrete actions. So I think from that point of view, we should focus on two goals. One, support Ukraine as a free, stable, independent, democratic country. That is the first thing.
May I pick you up on that one? Actually, I just want to ask you about that.
Show the Russians that there are consequences for that kind of behavior.
Sorry to interrupt, but on that, would it not have been better to leave the signing of this partial agreement with Ukraine until after democratic elections? At the moment, you have in place an interim prime minister who doesn't have the democratic support of the country.
Why do you say that?
Because he came to power. He came to power through what some view as a revolution.
No, okay, but there are democratic revolutions, and in fact, according to our legal analysis, it's fully constitutional, this government, because the President of the Republic quit the country. There was, according to the rules, an election of the Parliament of the President of the Republic of Ukraine, and now there is a Prime Minister that has a huge majority in the Parliament of the country. So it's true that we are now going to have elections, hopefully in May, for presidential, for the President of the Republic, but we cannot say that it is not legitimate. It's certainly more legitimate, this government, than a government that was shooting their own people as it was happening before.
May I ask, the EU has been swift, obviously, to condemn Russia's actions. It's been less willing, it seems, to condemn the actions of some of those within Ukraine, parts of the opposition. For instance, I'm thinking of an attack earlier in the week on the head of Ukrainian television by members of one of the far-right parties that circulated on video on the internet quite widely. Why have leaders like you not been coming out and voicing real proper concern and condemnation of such acts?
First of all, because the Ukrainian government themselves and the Prime Minister took a very clear and principled position on that. And it's important. We recognize that the government of Ukraine is, in fact, very active, condemning all kinds of extremism. And this is indeed a very important concern we have. What I think we should is not give up to the propaganda of some that are suggesting that the others are the fascist-minded, when in fact the fascist kind of action has been taken by those that take a bit of a country, a smaller country, in fact by force, and is against all the rules of the international law. And this is not acceptable. This is indeed what reminds us of some behavior before the First and the Second World War that, as you know, we have to condemn very strongly.